Welcome to the Explainer. So you've definitely heard the term prompt engineering buzzing around, right? It sounds kind of mysterious, like some kind of dark art. But is it? Or is it actually a skill we're all going to need? Well, today we're going to cut right through all that hype and get down to what it really is, and more importantly, why it matters to pretty much everyone working with AI now. Okay, so here's the plan for today. We're going to start by figuring out what this stuff actually is. Spoiler, it's more logic than magic. Then we'll dive into the toolkit, the actual techniques. After that, we'll talk about the risks and the guardrails needed. We'll look at the new career paths popping up and wrap things up by looking at what's next for how we all collaborate with AI. Let's get into it.
All right, section 1. Let's start with the basics, get our feet on the ground. What is prompt engineering? Really? I'll tell you right now, it has way less to do with finding some secret magic words and a whole lot more to do with just, clear, structured communication.
And to really get why this is so important, check this out. This is a real story. A company's customer support bot just went off script. It confidently made up a non-existent premium downgrade clause. Can you imagine? The result was a total nightmare, a flood of cancellations, and a huge public backlash. This is exactly the kind of mess that good prompt engineering is supposed to stop from ever happening.
So there's actually a name for this problem. It's called hallucination. It's a fancy way of saying the AI just makes stuff up. It sounds super confident, but what it's saying is totally false. And you have to remember why this happens. The AI isn't looking things up in an encyclopedia. Nope, it's just playing a statistical game, predicting the next word that's most likely to follow. It's basically a highly educated guesser, not a fact checker. And this quote from MIT Sloan just hits the nail on the head. Think of it like you're programming a machine with words. I mean, that's it right there. That's the big idea. This isn't about waving a wand and saying some magic words. It's a discipline. It's basically a type of coding, but instead of using Python or JavaScript, your programming language is just plain English. Okay, so let's put a pin in it and define this thing. Prompt engineering is the art and science of giving AI really precise instructions. The whole point isn't just to get any answer. It's to get an answer that's accurate, that's relevant, and that's actually useful. It's how you steer the AI to do what you want and avoid those disasters we just talked about. It's a real skill, not a trick.
So, how do you actually do it? Okay, let's get into the practical side of things. It's time to open up the Prompt Engineer's Toolkit. And trust me, these are techniques that anyone, and I mean anyone, can start using to get way better results from AI.
So this table lays out some of the most common techniques. Let's break them down. You've got zero shot, which is the most basic. You just tell it what to do. Simple. Then there's few shot. This is kind of like teaching a kid, You show it a few examples of what you want first so it gets the pattern. Then you have role or persona prompting, which is super powerful. You tell the AI you are an expert copywriter, or you are a senior software developer, and it completely changes the tone and quality of the response. And finally, there's one that's a real game changer, chain of thought. We're going to dig into that one a little more.
And here's a perfect example of why these techniques matter so much. Look at the left. A vague prompt, what is 5 plus 6, gets you a simple, correct answer, 11. But you have no idea how it got there. It's a black box. Now look at the right. By adding just a few simple words, let's think step by step, you force the AI to show its work. This little tweak is huge. It makes the AI think more logically, and for really complex problems, it can be the difference between a right answer and a wrong one.
So what's happening with this whole chain of thought thing? Well, you're essentially telling the AI, hey, don't just jump to the answer. Break the problem down. Take it one piece at a time. It solves each little part in order and then puts it all together for the final answer. It completely changes the game. The AI goes from being this mysterious black box to a transparent problem solver whose work you can actually check. It's a huge deal.
But look, no matter what fancy technique you're using, the basic rules of the road are always the same. You have to be super specific. Give your main instructions right up front. It also helps to use separators, like hashtags or triple quotes, to clearly divide your instructions from your data. And here's a big one. Always tell the AI what to do, not what not to do. Positive instructions work way better. And remember, your first prompt is rarely your best one. You gotta test, tweak, and refine.
Okay, so now we've got the toolkit. We know some techniques, but with great power, well, you know the rest. This isn't all sunshine and rainbows. There are real dangers here. So now we have to talk about the risks and, just as importantly, the guardrails we need to put in place to do this safely.
So let's ask the question, what happens when this goes wrong?
What happens when someone uses prompts for malicious reasons, or even when they're just sloppy? This isn't a theoretical problem anymore. A bad prompt can be a massive security hole in any app that uses AI.
And the risks are pretty scary. You've got things like prompt injection, which is basically hacking the AI with words to make it do things it's not supposed to. Then there's data leakage, where the AI accidentally spits out sensitive, private information because of a bad prompt. Beyond that, you've got these bigger, more subtle problems, like reinforcing societal biases that are hidden in the data, or just over-reliance, where people just blindly trust whatever the AI says, which is a recipe for disaster. So what this all means is that we have to start thinking about this differently. Prompt engineering isn't just a fun little productivity skill anymore. It's now a full-blown security and governance issue. If you're building anything with AI, knowing how to write a secure, defensible prompt is absolutely non-negotiable. Okay, so with all this talk about skills and risks and responsibility, you're probably wondering, what about the jobs? Is prompt engineer a real career? Well, the answer to that has changed a lot since all the initial hype. I mean, remember back in 2023? The headlines were screaming about these six-figure prompt engineer jobs. It was the hot new thing. But fast forward to now, and the reality looks very different. It's not really a standalone job title for most people. Instead, it's become a fundamental skill that's just part of many other jobs. Think of it like being good at Google or knowing your way around Excel. It's just something you're expected to know how to do.
And we're seeing this skill baked into all kinds of roles now, in pretty much every industry. You have AI product strategists, AI analysts, even AI governance specialists. But it's also about people in existing roles becoming AI operators. So if you're in finance, you're using it for analysis. If you're in healthcare, for research. In law, for reviewing documents. It's not about changing your career. It's about making your career AI-enabled.
And that really gets to the core of it. The skills that will last, the ones that are truly valuable as we go forward, they aren't about memorizing some secret list of prompt tricks. The durable skills are the human ones, your critical thinking, your judgment, and your deep, specific expertise in whatever it is you do. The most important skill of all is being able to look at what the AI gives you and know if it's right, if it's good, or if it's total nonsense.
All right, last section. Let's look to the future. Where does this all go from here? What's the next chapter in how we work with AI? You know, as these AI models get smarter and smarter, they're getting memory, they can use tools, they can understand images, the way we interact with them is going to have to change too. It's becoming clear that the future isn't just about finding the one perfect set of words. No, it's about something bigger. It's about designing smarter systems where humans and AI can collaborate effectively. The new focus is on building entire workflows where we, the humans, set the strategy and keep an eye on things, while the AI acts as our incredibly powerful partner, working safely within the boundaries we create. And that really leaves us with the big question we all need to think about. As AI stops being just a tool we command and starts becoming more of a partner, how do we design that relationship? How do we architect the conversation? It's a whole new ballgame. It's less about being a commander and more about being a collaborator.
Now, obviously, we've only scratched the surface here. If you found this useful and you want to dive deeper into emerging tech, I really encourage you to check out the A Black Girls Guide series. It's available right now on Amazon.
And hey, we really want to know what you think. Leave a comment below and tell us what topics you want us to take a deep dive in next. We will absolutely research it from a lens that will uplift everyone. Thank you so much for watching.